Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Odds and we are going to be doing a little reviews video on some new makeup products I've been testing for the past few weeks, few months, about a month and a half-ish for most of this stuff. Most of it is relatively new to me, but I've been trying it and testing it and have my thoughts. So if you're new here today, I would love for you to subscribe. I do 2 videos a week, beauty, vlogs, Marvel, Star Wars, DC. There's something on this channel for everyone, so be sure to stay tuned for more. 2 eyeshadow palettes I'm going to talk about today. I am wearing one of them, the other I'm not wearing. Let's start with the palette that I'm not wearing, and this one is still available I think, but it is discounted because it was a holiday release. This is the Too Faced Forbidden Fruitcake palette. Now this is one of their mini 8-pan palettes that they sell. This is what it looks like on the inside. I love it, guys. I think this has all the sort of shades that I need. I tend to do very simple looks with it, 2 to 3 shade looks. I will use sometimes the pink and the matte reddish pink here, and then I will use the browns. I don't use this green duochrome too often, but it would pair really nicely with the browns that are available in the palette as well. Ultimately, Too Faced palettes in this packaging are really good from what I've tried, so I definitely would recommend this. And it has a scent, a light sweet scent, but it's not super over the top like some of their other palettes, but I would definitely recommend this, and since it's on sale, you can still get your hands on it. I would definitely recommend it. The other that I'm wearing on my eyes today is also still available. It is the Colourpop Mandalorian palette. Now, A+ for packaging, because this is beautiful artwork here that we have of Mando on the outside of the package. I just think it's really, really nice. And then the inside is really good as well. Now, these are not my typical shades that I would wear, so this definitely pulls me out of my comfort zone. It has a lot of gray in it. If you take this shade and then the 4 on the side, the 3 on the side are browns, but if you take that out, the 5 of these are silver and gray. So you're gonna get a very cool, smoky look out of this palette for sure. You can also get a smoky brown with the shades that I've pointed out on the side. You get a mirror, and it is ultimately very good. I will note that these shades are very powdery. I will note that the Colourpop formula is pretty powdery in general, but just as a warning that this is a very powdery palette, so you will get fallout, you will get powder kicked up, but that doesn't bother me since I tend to do my eyes first. So if you pick this palette up, I'd recommend doing your eyes first. I also still want to try it as a companion palette to the Child palette. I haven't used the 2 of them together yet, but I would love to do so. Maybe incorporating the browns in with the greens of the Child palette. But would recommend. I love this, and especially if you like the Mandalorian, I think that's why you would pick it up, but I would definitely recommend this. 2 other eye products. Now I have the Maybelline Hyper Easy Brush Tip Liner. I'm wearing this today. I did a wing with it. I think this is okay. I don't find it any better than my favorite eyeliners. My favorite eyeliners being the NYX Epic Ink or the Revolution, the little Renaissance flick pen, that one that comes in the gold tube. This is a smaller tip, so you're gonna get what you would think would be more of a precise application, but it has a very flexible tip, so it can fall down a lot easier. It's not as stiff as like a felt tip. It is a brush tip. I would prefer, honestly, maybe a stiffer brush. I think that might be helpful. Maybe I should just look towards felt tips for the future, but this is a brush tip, so if you don't like brush tip liner in general, don't go for this at all. But I think this is okay. If Maybelline's having a sale, you can definitely pick it up, but it's not anything particularly special. Next, I have this mini of the Rare Beauty mascara. This is, I don't know what the mascara is called. Beautiful little logo on the front here. We get some packaging. This only comes with 0.27 fluid ounces or 8 milliliters. We have a slightly caved in brush. It's a very fat brush. It has a slight dip in it though. Look, I get this all over my lids. I think it's an operator error, but also the fact that it's like such a small tube might be just like the fat wand. I can't get as good of a grip on it. But I think this is okay. I mean, I get a decent amount of volume with this. Not too much length, but it doesn't clump or do anything like that. But I don't think this mascara is particularly anything very special. So I would definitely recommend other mascaras over this, especially since this is technically a high-end mascara. If you're looking for a good high-end mascara, I would refer you to the Too Faced Better Than the Sex or the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. That's what I would recommend for high-end mascaras. There's lots of others I would recommend from the drugstore over this though. Moving on to complexion, we have a face powder. This is the Huda Beauty Glowish powder. I was very back and forth on how I felt about this powder. Now, this is really glowy. I'm wearing it today and my face is radiating massively, and there's only highlighter on certain parts of my face. So under my eyes, this is causing massive glow. It looks just like a nice pale powder, but it clearly has some glow to it. And honestly, a swatch looks like a highlighter. So you have to be very careful with this. If you don't like a major glow, you are not going to like this. I'm back and forth on how I feel about this for that particular reason. But I like to use this under the eyes and in the T-zone with this brush here. It's the e.l.f. pointed powder brush. So I will just, obviously it's closed, but I will just take it like this and then put it under my eye that way and press it in, which causes it to be even more glowy than I'm sure just dusting it would, but that's how I particularly use this brush. So it looks really, really, really glowy, but I think it looks nice because I like a massive glow factor on my face. But if you don't like that, I would not pick up this powder. Even if you just want something hydrating, I wouldn't pick up this powder because it's not necessarily a powder that's like a hydrating powder, which I know is like contradiction. It's a contradiction, but you know what I mean. But it is just a glowy powder. So I know some people feel a certain way about this. I personally am loving it. Some cream cheek products. I'm going to mention this briefly because I mentioned this in my best products of 2021. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Now I have the shade Tan Lines. I've used a good amount of this up actually because I swirl my brush into it. I just think this is such a fresh bronzer. You can't go too heavy-handed with it, which is really nice. It blends in super easily. It's super creamy, and you can still see it on your face. It doesn't blend into nothing. I like to use this Real Techniques brush. This is, I think, a contour brush, but it is just a domed brush to go with it. It fits in perfectly. I swirl it around, and then I apply it in circular motions. So I put it on my cheeks, my forehead, and in the neck area so that it blends the bronzer. I don't look just bronzed on my face and pale as crap on my neck because I have a really pale neck because I'm really, really white. So that it all mixes together. Next, I think I mentioned this in a video. I might not have ever posted it though, so I don't remember. This is the Rare Beauty Trio I got. I don't know if the trio is still available, but I'm just going to comment on the formula of the blushes, the Just a Pinch blushes. So I have the trio that came in minis that was available on Sephora. I am loving this. I particularly love the shade Peace, which I think they made into the full line, and Hope is good too. They're all the dewy versions, so this is what I particularly like. I don't think I go a little heavier than people recommend on these. If you like a more there blush, I would recommend, I do one little swipe and then one little dot, and then that's good for me. A lot of people recommend only just a dot, but I don't get like that much blush payoff with that, and I want to see my blush. So I would recommend just the one little swipe and the one little dot if you like a really blushed up look like I do. These are relatively pretty good shades. I want to get something that's a little deeper. I went too deep and got the red shade, which was way too much for my skin tone. I ended up giving it to a friend because it just didn't work. But I want something a little deeper, maybe something more purple toned. I do have the little potted Rare Beauty blushes as well, which I really love, and I have one that's in a mauve shade there. Mauve, whatever. Last complexion product, I have the All Nighter Ultra Glow. Would definitely recommend this product. This is a setting spray I've been looking for because I love All Nighter and I love a glowy setting spray, and they've just made it into one, and now I don't have to choose between them. So I will definitely repurchase this when I run out of it. I'm not close to running out of it, but when I do, I will repurchase this. I'm trying to use up the Maybelline Glass Spray, which is just really glowy. Doesn't have the same staying power as All Nighter does. All Nighter is a tried and true fave of so many people, and it is understandable as to why. And then last product, also from the Colourpop Mandalorian collection, are these two lip oils. I'm wearing the clear shade today. You can't really see it that much over my lipstick, but these are alright. This shade is pretty common to what shades I usually wear, and then this is a clear one. I would have preferred, like, you could have done like a Barely There green. I think that would have been cute for Grogu. And I'm curious as to why they picked this color for the Mandalorian. Probably just because it's like a neutral shade that could work for a lot of people. These are okay. I'm not super into lip oils. They feel really oily on your lips because it's an oil. I would prefer a gloss. I wish they came out with glosses. I love the ultra glossy lip, which they seem to not be doing anymore. Those are what I would have preferred if they were in that format, because I like the feel of those a lot better than the lip oils. But these are alright. If you like lip oils, I think you would like these. I don't have much to go on. I have an Essence lip oil and they feel pretty much the exact same. So I don't know if I'd recommend these, but that's just my personal opinion. And that's all the products I'm going to mention in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what products you are loving or trying out down below, what products you're hating. I would love to hear from you, or if you tried any of these products, what you think of them down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday with a new video. Bye!